Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Magic Connections. My name is Andrew Lee, and in this episode, we are going to talk about performing on cruise ships. Our guest for the night is one of the busiest and most demanding magicians in the world. He is recognized as the master of magic by the magic fraternity. He has been awarded some of the top magic awards, including the International Magician Society Illusionist of the Year, Stage Magician of the Year from the World Magic Awards, and Illusionist of the Year from Las Vegas Magic Awards. Please send some love to Greg Gleason.
Hey Andrew,
How
thanks
have
for
you been?
inviting me.
It's a pleasure.
Got up early today in Las Vegas just to be with you.
So, of all your illusions that you do, what is your favorite?
Which is my favorite illusion?
Yeah.
That's hard to answer because I have so many of them. I have about 50 of them in my warehouse.
Wow.
And I would say my Table of Death is my closer for my illusion show. That's one of my favorites, and it's not like anybody else's. It's really surprising. I love doing that levitation, that pole levitation. where we
Right.
take both.
That was
Is
on the
what
cruise ship as well, right?
did you? It was that the video clip you just showed?
Yeah, that was the video clip I showed. The levitation. You were on
Yeah.
the ship. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was on a Norwegian.
Wow.
That was on a Norwegian Dawn, and yeah, that was really, that was really fun. But when on a moving ship, you have to be really careful doing that.
Yeah, I bet. It's crazy. Like I was like when I first saw the video, what is he doing that on the ship? I'm like what?
Yeah, we were lucky because I always did that in Bermuda when we were doing it overnight, so the ship wasn't
Uh-huh.
moving.
Right.
So, but that illusion is very fun to do. Johnny Gone put that together for me.
Yeah. But I like your twist at the end as well. Like,
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. I didn't expect that to happen, but it was like, whoa.
But that one
Nice.
seems like magic. When I do the water levitation, it seems like magic too, because it really seems like the girl's floating right there and the water's going up and down. And
Were you part of the production show as well with NCL? Because they were doing some production shows as well with a lot of water levitation. I can't remember what
Yeah,
the production name.
they were doing a show called Elements,
Yes, Elements.
Yeah.
That's right.
the production show. I never did Elements. I had a bigger. My illusion show was much bigger than the Element show, actually.
Mhm. Yeah. So how does it work? So they had two. So they had the Elements show, and then they had your shows as well, like two magic shows at the same time.
No, I was doing my illusions on NCL before the Element show.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Element show has been on for like the last 10 years. And I've worked for NCL, Norwegian Cruise Lines, a lot in the last 10 years, but I no longer bring my illusions on. I just fly on. And when I was on the Norwegian Dawn, I'm going to say 20 years ago, I started doing a close-up show. They had a movie theater, and
Right.
I would do a close-up show in the movie theater, and then I would do my illusion show later on in the cruise. But because I did that close-up show so many times, one time I couldn't do my illusion show in the main showroom, so I brought the close-up show, the card show, down to the main showroom, and it went over so well there that now when I go out on cruises, all I bring is the card show. It's just a show with deck cards. There's a card table set up on stage, and we have the video projection and the big screen behind me. So when I do cruises now, I just bring a deck of cards. I do two shows actually. I do the card show first, and I do the minimalism show second.
Wow, that's nice. So I guess the cruise ships right now, they are also scaling down comparing to like how they used to be before. And, they would fly you on and bring your illusions, get you on the
Right.
ship for a couple of months, and yeah. So I guess now it's like all fly on and fly off, right, for cruise ships.
Yeah,
Before
I know.
all
It
this-
used to be really nice. I used to bring my helicopter on the ship. I said, build me one, Mike. And he built me one. And then I had it shipped to the cruise ship. And we were building the production in Las Vegas, the production box. We were building it at the same time he was making the helicopter. But we never got to test it. And
Wow.
when we got it to the ship, the production box didn't work. And it was like, oh no, I just spent all this money on a helicopter and this box and everything. But you work on ships, so you know they have carpenters and they have welders. And I had the carpenters come up, the welders, and said, look, how can we change this? And we redid it on the ship, and that was in 2010, and I've used it for the last 10 years. But helicopters taken me all over the world, actually.
Well, it's quite amazing that you managed to travel with that huge prop, around the world. It's almost quite close to impossible to do that right now at this time, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? When it was on the ship, it was on the ship for 2 years. I stayed on the same ship for 2 years. I'd worked there 3 months, and then I'd go home for a month, and I'd go back for 3 months. So it's 3 months on, 1 month off. And
wow.
So it was, and it wasn't even the closer of my show. It was like right in the middle of my show. The cruise ships, the cruise ships are amazing because you've worked on cruise ships. The theaters on some of these cruise ships are nicer than Las Vegas theaters. They're not as nice as the MGM theater, but they're nicer than most theaters in Las Vegas. They have all the moving lights. They have the stages with hydraulics. There's not a lot of wing space or backstage space, but for me to be able to do that flying, my pole levitation trick on, I can't do that in hardly any theaters in Las Vegas, but it was easy to do on the ship. And
wow, I thought you had more restrictions on the ship. So when I first saw that when you did it on a cruise ship, I was like, what? It's crazy. Especially because of all the riggings they have for the production shows, and then usually they don't have enough space or any rigging points for you to actually do that,
I know, and that's interesting that you say that, and that's why I put that trick in the show, because it takes no space backstage, and there's no storage. You don't have to store that; it's all up in the rafters. So that's the best part about doing that trick, and it's out of the way. But if you know how fly bars work on land theaters, and you know how the fly bars work on the ships, it's completely different. So it's really easy to do that on the ship that was set up. But even lighting that, I had to bring in my own curtains for that. And,
wow.
And so those backdrops are all mine. But when you're there for a long period of time, you can do things like that.
So what advice do you have for someone doing primarily close-up who wants to transition into stage or cruises?
Okay, that's a good question. And even though I'm doing close-up shows on the cruise ships, that's not what I was originally hired for. I was originally hired for my illusion shows and my stand-up shows, and I just started doing the close-up show. So once you get your foot in the door on the cruise ships, you can kind of do what you want. They don't even know that I'm doing a card show. They have no idea. All they know is Greg gets on, that people come to the show, the cruise director gives a great review. It gets a standing ovation. Every show gets a standing ovation, and they put in a report. Magic show was great, standing ovations, and so it's kind of, I don't know how to tell someone how to sell a close-up show on a ship. I remember showing up on a crystal ship, very high-end cruise line, and the cruise director goes, "Where's your show? Where's all your props?" And I go, "Right here." And I had a deck card, and he was going, "Oh my God, what are you talking about?" He was so mad, and I just said, "Wait till you see the show. Wait till you see the show." And he was so mad. And then he saw their show, and he said, "That was the most amazing magic show we have ever had. You have to come on tomorrow morning, and you have to do the TV show, and you have to do this, and you have to do," and because they don't understand. They've never seen a close-up show that we play.
So I mean, a lot of people now are scaling down. You're saying that, like instead of going to illusions, they are more scaling down to like smaller stuff.
Yes. And the mentalism shows are hot too because of Darren Brown and a couple other guys. So Colin Cloud is working with Shinline, but the minimalism stuff on America's Got Talent is really attracting a lot of attention, a lot of the ship flew on there.
Yeah. So at least now you don't have to worry about lost baggage or lost props or damaged props.
I know.
Hey, deck of
I
cards.
tell everybody. Yeah, my carry-on. I have my whole close-up show. I have my whole minimalism show, and I have all my costumes. So just in my carry-on. So when they do lose my luggage, last year I flew up to Alaska to fly to Hawaii, and they lost my luggage. But it didn't matter because I had all my shows in my carry-on. So.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video, comment below, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.